What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us again tonight. We really appreciate the love. And I am your host, the one and only Trent Richardson, and you are listening to the Ropes with TR3. Joining us tonight, it will be the one and only, the great Blake Sims, the All-American, the 1 year guy that came through, man, and broke all the records, man. The great Blake Sims, man, and he was coached underneath the one and only Lane Kiffin, and you know it's gonna be a big night for us tonight with him, man. And far as knowing that offensive side and being that guru to know, that mindset of Lane Kiffin, man, who better else to tell you other than Blake Sims? And so, man, when we get him on, he's actually calling in right now. We got a couple other guys gonna join us too. I think Bo Scarborough is calling in too tonight. He's actually calling me from my regular phone right now as we talking. But man, we're gonna get into this Ole Miss game, man. We're gonna kick this off, and we're gonna have a Friday night football night tonight too, because there's gonna be a lot of great football played around in the high school area in Birmingham, well, around Alabama for real. But we're gonna jump into Ole Miss real quick, and I think these guys see that like it's so much respect from Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin. I think they're become more friends than anything. It was a question earlier. I think it was yesterday. It was a question from one of the reporters, and they asked Lane, do you think you learned more from Nick, other than being around Pete Carroll and your dad? And he was just like, no, I can't put a time on that. I think Nick caught me, when I was getting out my younger days, and he caught me now. I mean, because if you listen to Lane right now, he sounds exactly like Nick Saban. Him talking about his demeanor, his calmness, the way he uses his hands when he talk. I mean, it almost looks like he's just a taller version of Nick Saban right now, man. And it's so crazy. They look so much alike, when they demeanor, they look so much alike, and they do so much stuff alike, man. It's almost like, could he be the one to get that job when Nick retire? Like, and I'm throwing it up there, man. I can see Lane doing it. Like, and Lane can be that guy. And I think that, how much Lane has calmed down, I think it'll be big for the program for Alabama. And I'm not saying Nick fit to retire anytime soon, but I'm just throwing something up in there. I don't care if y'all go back and tell Nick I said it. It is what it is. It ain't nothing but fun and games for me, man, and I love it. Lane has been, that guy that that I thought would be the first guy to beat Nick, as far as his assistant coaches. But I definitely think at this time in his career, he realized that, you do got to calm down. You do got to, commit to these players a little bit more, and you do got to show more action on and off the field as you do, just by being on the sideline, being a coordinator, because when he was there at Alabama, for me, that's the first time I seen Nick Saban, because I was around when Coach McElroy was around. So that was the first time I seen Nick Saban had to have your offense coordinator on the field. Usually, McElwain, I never seen him in a game unless it was halftime, and he was always in the skybox. And so he was, seeing the field, and he was being able to see the whole field. He was seeing everything. So for me, man, that was, it was like, dang, he got to put a hold on Lane that much. But, it took some time. And so now I think, if Lane was at Alabama right now, how much he have grown and matured over the years, I definitely think that he would be in the skybox. But, yeah, man, I definitely think it's going to be a good one. And saying with that, it's going to be a lot of fun Saturday, man. So, yeah, I think everybody should get their popcorn on out. It's definitely going to be, I think Lane going to come at Bama with that run game. They're doing real good with that guy over there, man. Both their running backs is running pretty hard. And I got a lot of respect for those kids, man. Because I'm telling you, man, those kids look like a great 1-2 punch over there, man. And you see a guy that's rushing over 1,000, and then your second string guy that's rushing over 600 right now. That's tough. And we haven't got to the, we haven't had a full season yet. So, I mean, even when me and Mark was doing it, when me and Mark was doing, I think Mark had rushed for like 2,000, and I might have had just at 1,000 or something like that. Or Mark had like 1,600, and I might have like 1,000. And so, man, we was just talking about Blake Sims, man. I'm glad, he's on today, man. I got the great Blake Sims, man. He's on today. Blake, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man, bro. Man, how you doing, baby?
Man, I'm good, man. If people don't know, man, Blake was the first black quarterback to play since Zal. And I think he might have been the first black quarterback Coach Saban had at Alabama. And it broke a lot of, broke a lot of barrels, man. I mean, 1 year, man, you broke all the records, man, that it was. Blake, what was your mindset? Because I know being in that room with you, man, a lot of people don't realize how athletic you was. I tell people, athletically, like, Blake Sims probably the best I have ever seen do it. I mean, at one time, Blake, they had you at running back, cornerback, safety, wide receiver, quarterback, moved you back to running back, went back to quarterback, went back to safety. Like, how many times did your position change at Alabama? Because, and I'm not saying because he wasn't good enough. Blake was just almost really too good. He was number one athlete in the nation when he was coming in, and it almost hurt him because he was just too athletic for real.
Yeah, for real, man. Coach Saban really couldn't find a position for me to play, and which I want to sit here and say it's not really Coach Saban. It wasn't bad on Coach Saban, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard because every player that I played behind, like even you, Trent, I played behind you, man, and everybody was first round, So you really can't be upset about his choice. You can't be really upset about his choice, man. But I had a great job at Alabama, bro, and I'll go back and do it all over again the same way, bro. I don't take nothing to regret. And it's just about, like, being around great people, man, that understands what your dream is and where you're trying to get and having people having the same mindset that we all had, bro. And, like you told me when I first got there, man, you got to put the team before you. And once I learned that and understood the Bama way, man, the sky was the limit for me.
So y'all, it's gonna be it's gonna be a funny day today because I got a lot of funny stories about Blake. Like this is like my real little brother. Like, y'all don't realize, like this guy here, like, I really took underneath my wing, man, and I'm so proud of this kid, man. And I can't say kid no more. I'm so proud of this young man here, man, for doing what he did and everything he went through. It's hard to change positions and learn different positions, in different parts of the playbook at that position. It's very hard to do all that, man. Just to have a mind for it. It's unbelievable what you did and the numbers that you put up in 1 year. I tell people all the time, man, Blake had a mouth on him. And Blake, I tell him this in front of his face. If Blake would just shut up sometime and just listen, he would have been starting, for day one for me, because I feel like he was always the best athlete and one of the smartest dudes on the field. I mean, he was almost too smart. And Blake, man, I got so many stories about Blake. So, speaking of Ole Miss, Blake, I'm glad we on this game here and you came in today. So we're playing Ole Miss, y'all. And, this is
I got all bad memories of Ole Miss.
This is after I had the juke. Everybody talk about the juke, that run, and all this and that, right? So the first person to meet me on the sideline is Blake. We do our little dap. We do that. Blake get in the next drive. Blake,
this young six now. This young six.
Yeah, this young six now. He break for about 80 yards. He break for like 80 yards, and Blake might have had maybe 3 yards to go. And it was the end zone, and it was somebody right there. And this how I knew Blake was going to be a quarterback. So instead of diving for the pylon or trying to run somebody with Blake he jumped out of bounds. And I'm like, Blake,
you got to jump out of bounds, man. Save the clock.
And I'm like, Blake, what you got going on? I said, man, I'm tired, man. Hey. I said, Blake.
Hey, I was just saying that moment, my back was still locking up from fourth quarter. just try to just buy some more time, man. Step out of bounds, save the clock. You know, I think Trent had put the score at that time out of reach. And you know how Coach Saban puts his backups in at the end of the game. And I was just trying to save more time so I could perform, man. But it didn't go as planned because I landed on the ball. And the way Coach Burns cussed me out, man, he wasn't going to let me back on the field. So that's the whole story of me becoming a quarterback, if people didn't know.
Man, it was so funny, man, because I'm looking at Burns, because Burns had actually came down. He had came because Burns used to be in the booth, and he had, you know, his fourth quarter, in the fourth quarter, so Burns had, you know, came down. And I'm looking at Blake, and I'm looking at Burns. Hey, man, what you doing? Man, get up out of here, man. Come on, get to the sideline. So, I'm looking at Burns. And I'm looking at Blake. Blake can't do nothing but tap his helmet. Like, Blake jumped out of bounds, then tapped his helmet. Like, Blake ain't even intend to walk back to the huddle. He walked straight to the sideline.
Yeah, straight to the sideline. But get what, though? That was the proven point that I was not selfish. I was not selfish.
And I think Big Nudie got in and ran it in, or it was him or Ed. I think it might have been
and
Nudie.
I was the first one there to congratulate him.
Man, that doggone on Blake, man. I got so many stories about Blake, man. Today's going to be a funny day because I don't think it was a week that we wasn't laughing at you, Blake.
No, I was always the one getting cussed out. I had to sit beside Coach. So I stayed fall asleep. And at the beginning, I just really couldn't keep my mouth quiet, man. I hated blocking. I hated blocking. Cause I mean, like, come on, bro. I'm this young kid from Atlanta, Georgia, and you got me going against guys like Howard, all them guys, man. What, like, come on. Like, I want to spin the ball. Let me
tell me
spin the
this,
ball,
Blake.
Please.
At that moment when you in the game and you got 3 yards to go, like what was you telling yourself? Like, cause like you was so close to the end zone. Like, what was you telling yourself? Like when you seen old boy coming down here. Well, I won't say he was coming down hill. Blake was wasn't trying to get walked down. That's what was really.
Yeah, I had striked out, man. I striked out, cut it back cross grain, striked out, and I mean, I'm just looking at him, and I'm just like, who? If I could just take one more puff, I'll get in his end zone, and I couldn't find it. So, I mean, I guess you'll just ask yourself, what would God do? And really? The guy told me exactly what he wanted me to do. Step out of bounds.
Really?
and I looked at that 3 yards, and I'm knowing that this is probably my only opportunity. But I said, hey, I guess I gotta wait for the next one.
Man,
when you're
so
tired,
crazy,
you're tired, man.
So tell me this, Blake, real quick, man. What you think about what Lane is over there doing, man, in Ole Miss, man? I know you got a lot of respect for that guy, and I know that that guy there, man, helped you out a lot at Bama, and he led you to the Heisman, run.
When I first heard that he got the Ole Miss job, I knew that he was going to be successful over there because he was going into a program that was going to allow him to be him, And I think that's what made Saban so good at Alabama, that he came in, he laid down what he wanted, and Alabama gave him the red carpet and said, man, just go win us some natties, right? And that's what Kiffin is doing. One thing I applaud Kiffin on is that he's a real great players coach. He's a great players coach, and that's why the kids is willing to run through a wall for him. You know what I'm saying? He takes his time out to learn and understand what's going on with all his kids.
So, Blake, your last year, man, you passed for almost 3,500 yards, and you ran for 350 yards, and you had 7 rushing touchdowns. You had 28. You threw 28 touchdowns. Like that mindset of, you know, when people was telling you that you know, he's not gonna be the quarterback or he's not gonna be the starter. Like what was your mindset? Because I remember we had this conversation on the phone, and you know, I remember what I was telling you, and I knew, you know, what you was going through at that time too. Like what was some of the doubters saying to you, and like what was your mindset to, you know, to get into that mode to where it's like it don't matter what people say, I'm gonna get out there and do it.
Right. Before I start telling the story, let me go and put this out here. Trent came back for a game, and that's when I scored my first rushing touchdown that game. And I kind of bumped into him, so that was kind of like a big moment because, you know, just watching you, Trent, in your career and just watching how you did, bro, and how you impact the community and everything kind of left a mark on me and what I wanted to do. But just going through that stuff, bro, just the talks that we used to have as a, you know, when I was young and you was just going through your prime and stuff, and, you know, just hearing, like, the story that always plays through my mind, through my career was after the spring game. I don't know if you remember, Trent, you came to the spring game, and I was very highly upset. A lot of people don't know I was 2 for 18 in the spring game. And as we were walking out of the locker room, a young kid and his grandfather came up to Coach Saban. They both asked Coach Saban, do we got another quarterback other than Blake Sims? And Coach Saban looked at me and just continued to walk, you know. And I just took that, man, and let that be a chip on my shoulder. And instead, when everybody went to Florida or whatever for spring break, man, I went to Miami and I trained my butt off and I put my head down and I just worked, man. I just worked and instead of the negativity, instead of letting it bring me down and made me feel discouraged of who I am and what I can be, I allowed that to lift me. And I think the thing that I pride myself is that everybody that doubted me, once I had the amazing season I had, I didn't turn around and just talk badly about the people. I just smiled in their face because, hey, everybody has their own opinion.
Yes, sir, man. And we are with Blake Sims, man. We're going to take a quick break. Got to pay some bills real quick. You are with your host, Trent Richardson, and we are with the Ropes with TR3.
From AVX Studios in downtown Birmingham, The Ropes with TR3.
Downtown Birmingham, we are back. So tonight we're going to talk about Blake Sims and his career and his relationship with the great head coach Lane Kiffin. Like, Blake, for you, man, how was like I know your relationship was different. Like, how was Lane for you? Like, and I know we went over a little bit before we, you know, went to the break, but like, how was that? And like, do y'all still have that, you know, them same conversations? Because I know me and Burns, like I know you and Burns and me and Burns, we got that relationship. We just talked to Burns last week. So how's that relationship with y'all, Blake?
So I know I talked to you about it a little bit, but a lot of people don't know that I was about to. The day that you scored the first touchdown in the national championship is the same day I decommitted from Alabama, and I was getting ready to go to Tennessee with Coach O and Lane Kiffin, and because Lane and Coach O had just left my house, and it was a great visit, and just enjoyed Lane Kiffin, and I went to Tennessee a couple of times, hanging with him and his dad. Matter of fact, I was in the office when he fired his dad at Tennessee.
And this was my freshman year, right?
Yeah, this is your freshman year.
Yeah, this is my freshman year. So you weren't even at school yet.
No, I wasn't even in school. I was going through my recruiting trip. And I met Lane Kiffin and Coach O and just hanging around Lane and just seeing. So when I was with Lane at Tennessee, Lane was recruiting me as a wide receiver. And so Lane was just always showing me like, hey, this is how I want you to run the route and stuff like this. And just hearing his mindset and all that and the plans that he had for me, that's what kind of had me ready to go to Tennessee than Alabama. And also watching the whole national championship game, I think between you and Trent, y'all had probably like 50 carries, bro. I might be over exaggerating, or I might be
between me and Mark.
Yeah, you and Mark. I'm sorry, you and Mark. Yeah, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I had like 50 carries, like heck of yards. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, Coach Saban talking about an athlete, and I was like, man, you didn't even pass the ball to Julio. And I think was that Julio's first year or his second year?
Yeah, that was Julio's second year. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and like I knew Julio was very well talked about, and he was supposed to be a high draft pick, and so I was just like, you know, I'm seeing this from Coach Saban, but then I'm hearing this from Lane, so you could kind of see why I'm kind of feeling more Tennessee. But I went back to Alabama that next spring for that spring game, and I just remember sitting down with Coach Saban, man. He said, you can go to Tennessee and play with Lane. He hasn't beat me since he's been there. And I'm like, you know, now you go play for him, and I'm going to beat you too. So I leaned back in my chair, and I thought about my visit there, and I said, you know what, Coach, I want to come to Alabama, man. And I remember vividly when he told me that he had Miss Linda come in the office with the national championship sweater, and that's when I first met you and Mark. That's when I first met you and Mark, man, and just by him doing that, the way he went when I had committed back to Alabama, the way his approach and the way he just took off, it just made me want to come to Alabama. But Lane always, like I heard you speaking earlier, like how Lane has learned so much from Nick, and I think it's very true because like he's more like on the podium, he's more calm. You know what I'm saying? He's more calm, and he just feels like he's more attention to the details. He's worried about the small things more and how to beat Alabama and become a great team in his presence of time right now. And I'll never count Lane out, you know. I'll never count him out because he has done a lot of great things. He has had a great career, you know, over there being with Reggie Bush, Lindell White, having Matt Liner, also coming to Alabama, having Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts, Tua for a little bit. The stuff he did at Tennessee, because Tennessee did beat Alabama when he was there. And just by with the things he did there and what he's been doing since he has left Tennessee, I mean, I could do nothing but applaud him. And I think it's starting to show that his connection with his teammates or his players is very high.
When did Tennessee beat Alabama when he was there?
Okay, I'm tripping. You right? I'm tripping.
Yeah. You tripping.
I'm tripping. Terrence had blocked the field goal.
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
Don't make me get TC on the phone because you know he take a lot of pride in that. But I'm tripping about that. Old Rocky Top, they was close, but you know it didn't happen like they thought it was gonna happen.
Yeah, wasn't close enough.
But yeah, man, that relationship that y'all did have, man, I knew it was tough for you to leave Tennessee because, you know, to leave Lane because I know that was the conversation, and I remember Coach Burns saying something to me that was like, "Hey, we need this guy, like, cause you was like the guy of that recruiting class, like." And I think how many championships y'all won? Was it 2? Y'all class?
Yeah, we won 2 of them.
Yeah, y'all got 2, and like you was the center of Yeah, recruiting class, and I think that recruiting class had you, Phil Sims,
Nudie. Yeah, Nudie,
Big
Jared,
Nudie, Big Justin. Yeah, like y'all had.
Jared, Adrian Hubbard, C.J. Mosley,
CJ.
Nick Perry.
D. Millender was in that class too, wasn't it?
Yep, D. Milliner. Who else, man? A lot of guys, bro. But because I remember when Lane walked into practice, because at first like Doug was on his way out the door, and Coach Saban didn't want the media or nobody knowing that Lane was in town, and Coach Saban brought it to us that we just have somebody in town to help Doug Nussmeier.
And we gonna get in
stuff.
And not to cut y'all, we're gonna get into that right after these bills I gotta pay real quick. And you are listening to Blake Sims and your host Trent Richardson on the Ropes with TR3.
The way Blake has worked hard to improve and has performed, this year for our team. He's done an outstanding job. He's a good leader. He's a fine person. But I also think that, the challenge that, we have, with Blake is to keep him focused on the things that he needs to do to distribute the ball and execute the offense and take what the defense gives. And when he has done that, he has been phenomenal, and we have been very good offensively.
Once again, we are coming to you live from AVX Studios. We are back, and we got the legendary, the Alabama great, Blake Sims online, y'all. So Blake, so Blake, just hearing that, does that just give you chills again, man? Listen to Nick, talk about, your ability and, your when the ball is in your hand, what you can do with it, and the beliefs that he have in you, man. Like, does that give you chills?
Yeah, it do give me chills, but it gives me more joy than anything, because like, how Coach Saban is in the meeting room. He's always focused. He's always into the next week. He really don't give players that flowers until it's really time, Like he said in that statement just now that, like, when I focused on the things I needed to focus, I was unstoppable. And I think that goes back to what you were saying about me earlier, and that I could have played earlier if I focused on the things I needed to focus on. And when I did, I was unstoppable, man. And just to hear Coach Saban say that and what he said after the SEC championship game, man, it brings back memories, and I feel like I'm still playing for him.
Like, I don't think people know how much Coach Saban, like, he's like a wizard. I be telling people that, like, he can really be a psychiatrist if he wanted to. Like, he can be he can really be that guy. Like, he has so many guys around there, helping us out before the season, in season, like Nesby and them, like when they come around when the wizard. Even when he used to have Trevor, rest his soul. We used to have Trevor come around and stuff, man, and guys like that, Dr. Elko and stuff like that, guys that he had come in, talk to us all the time, just to to get our mind right and to see where we're going, what can take us to the next level, mentally, I can remember
it's a blessing that we had Coach Saban choose to be a coach, because he could have been in so many different fields, bro. Like motivation speaking. It's a lot of things that he could have did, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he pushed us and made us just think of things like another example, having Cochran. You know what I'm saying? Because just think about how many times, like I can sit here and think about just like with both of my hands, how many times I sat there and just listened to Saban talk to me. And then as I leave his office, I walk straight to Cochran's office and be like, what is Saban saying? Because right now he got me thinking I'm the most terrible player on the field right now, and I need to get my stuff together. And Cochran would be like, no, he likes you. He wants you to be our guy. It's just that you can't be that guy unless you focus on what he's saying and handle the little thing.
I can remember when Nick had told me, and Blake, you was saying, I think I told you about it too. And this is when Mark had got hurt, and I was balling. Remember the first 2 games of the season, we played against San Jose State and Penn State, and I was balling. I think I had like 6 touchdowns in 2 games. And came the next week, Mark had came back, and we was playing against Duke. We had to go down to Duke. And I had balled out. That guy ran a kickoff return back. I scored a touchdown on offense. I might have scored twice on offense, but I know I ran a kickoff return back. And Nick had said something to me, and I didn't realize what he was doing at first. He said, man, Mark's back now. You're playing like a second-string running back. And I was like, what? You know, I didn't say it to him because I definitely wasn't going to say that to Nick. But I went in the room with Coach Burns after, and I might have said something to you about it. But I was like, you know, Coach, like, am I playing like a second-string running back? Like, what does that mean? And Coach trying to, you know, make sure your mind's right, man. Like, don't get complacent. Don't get, you know, caught in the act of, you know, you the second guy again. Like, don't, like, because in a point, like, you're, like, both of y'all is our starter for real. Like, and I didn't realize what he was saying until Coach broke it down to me. He was like, man, don't never let nobody pull your card, man. You know, Coach, you know, he's a wizard. You know, he's going to make sure you're mentally there. And that's the type of conversations that, you know, people got to have, like, you know, when you get going to the next level, because it's certain stuff, man, like, these coaches will challenge you on mentally, because I tell people all the time, and Blake, am I wrong or am I right about this? Like, I tell people all the time, like, mentally, I think the game is 90% mental. Like, physically, I think it's more 10%. I know people say 20%. I think it's 10% physical. But, like, for me, like, mentally, I think it's more 90% mentally, man, because to be on the level that we was playing at, to be at the school that we was playing at, like, and to have the spotlight, it's a lot.
No, it is a lot, man. It is a lot because you got to think about the recovery time, the preparation, dealing with stuff off the field. Like me and you, man, we had us some young queens while we was in college, and you know, we had to make sure they was fed and they was being treated as they should. And so going through all that, man, you go through a lot as an athlete.
Yeah, man, you know, and that's crazy because we have 2 daughters. Well, I had 2 daughters at the time. You had one, and both of our daughters, my youngest daughter and your oldest daughter, they're the same age. And so we used to do our little, you know, birthday stuff together when, you know, they used to come in town and stuff like that. And it's crazy because anytime you're around and they see you, they definitely say Uncle Blake. And man, they love Blake, man. Even, you know, especially TJ. I was looking at a video the other day, Blake, and we was with the Iron, and y'all was playing. I mean, y'all probably played for about 2 hours, and we had a doggone signing, or we had to go see some doctors or something. I mean, y'all was going in.
We ended up going to Top Golf.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Fact.
Man, but you gotta come check TJ out, man. He out here balling too, man. Like,
yeah, I was gonna ask you about TJ, man. I know he the next one, bro. I know he's the next one for sure. Yeah, KJ, man, she down here. Well, Kyla, I call her KJ, but Kyla, she's down here playing basketball for Chesapeake High School, bro. She's doing a great job, man. She's really doing her thing.
Man, that's good, man, because both of the girls, they playing basketball now. And Toa, my little baby boy, man, he scored him a few touchdowns this year, man. He actually played up this year. He played with the 8U. He's on actually 7. And Toa, he snapped this year, man, especially at cornerback, too. So he did his thing, man, and he caught him a couple of interceptions, man. That last game, they lost first week of the playoffs last week. But he balled out. It was raining hard, man, so couldn't nobody really, you know, hold the ball for real. It was muddy out there, but he caught him an interception, man. Almost took it to the house, and as a 7-year-old playing on the 8U, man, that's big, man. And I'm proud of that boy.
No, for sure.
The stuff that TJ doing right now, man, it's unbelievable, man. He ranked number 1 in the country right now. Really at 2 positions, almost really could be at 3, man. But we got a quarterback too. Like we can play TJ, naturally he can play quarterback, but we got a quarterback that's athletic too. So TJ don't have to play quarterback every play. We put him there sometime, but a receiver, man, he catching over everybody. He mugging people to the ground, and the quarterback we got, man, he's almost the same way for real. Like he can play any position, and do it just as good for real. But man, that linebacker, man, TJ taking on 2 blocks, man, it's unbelievable, man, what he doing, man. But I remember us being in the training room, being in the warehouse with Mike McCoy, man, and you teaching them, certain stuff, man. And I appreciate you for all that stuff, man, because I'm telling you, all that stuff, like I tell people all the time, right? It take a village, and you're a part of that village for my kids. You get what I'm saying? And so, man, I appreciate you for all that love.
I'll say one thing though. People, don't be surprised if y'all look up and we got a whole Alabama coaching staff in high school somewhere.
That'll be tough. Yeah.
So I retired, man. I retired from the game of football, and now I'm coaching over here in Marietta, and I'm going for the head coaching job now.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, so that's why I say, don't be surprised if y'all run across the Birmingham News. And you got Blake Sims, Trent Richardson, Chrissy Jones. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Blake, we got another legend on there, man. Our main co-host, man, old Reggie Ragland, man, Super Bowl winning Alabama legend. Reggie, how you doing, man?
Man, look here. I'm over here spinning.
You tired, man?
No, I'm good, man. Getting back acclimated, to the professional life of playing football, man. Meetings and not waking up on my time no more. So, but man, it's good,
Reggie,
man.
I ain't break the news to nobody. I wanted you to break the news to everybody, man.
I want to give you your flowers when you're done, my boy.
I'm gonna let Reggie break the news to everybody. I ain't break the news to nobody.
I want to give you your flowers when you're done, my boy.
Yeah, man. So I just signed to the practice squad with the Las Vegas Raiders, man. So I'm back in the league, living out my dream again, man. So I can finally say year 7.
Yes, sir.
So, man, it's a blessing, man. Just
congratulations, big dog.
Appreciate it, man. And, it's just still living out the dream, man.
No, that's big. That's big. And you ain't just doing it for yourself, fool. You doing it for people like me too, though.
Nah, man, dog. I'm gonna give you your flowers, cause man, you know what we went through, man, and all the people that said you couldn't do what you was gonna do, and then man, you came out there and showed up everybody, man. So I just wish we could have got you a ring as a starting quarterback, man, because I appreciate everything you did, bro. You can't nobody take that away from you. That ain't nothing but your hard work, determination, man, and like you said, that village, everybody believing in you, man. You went out there and did your thing, so love you, bro. Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you, man. You know it's always love this way.
Man,
and don't be shocked if you look up and see a text message down there ready to come watch you ball out, man.
Nah, I'm not surprised. I see you text. I ain't get a chance to respond. Still responding to the messages. Still responding, man.
So I know you down there with a lot of guys that we played with too, man, and a lot of Bama love too. And we're gonna get into that because I know we got a quick break we got to get into real quick. But I want you to just expand on the love that we have out there, as a Bama legend. But that B-side 5, man, that Alabama power out there, man. People don't realize we got a player that played at Alabama starting somewhere or on somebody's team in every position. That's unheard of for a college.
Yep.
But man, we gonna get into that on the other side, man. This is Trent Richardson, Reggie Ragland, Blake Sims with the Ropes with TR3.
Go through any more than Blake went through for 4 years as a player, and never once did he ever not do whatever he needed to do to help the team.
are back. So real quick, man. Blake, when you hear, Reggie, for me, when I hear that, Coach Saban say those type of things, man, about a player, especially one that you, real close to, and you see them go through a lot, like, Reggie, what that stuff mean to you, man?
I ain't gonna lie, I can even hear you went out a little bit, bro.
I said when you hear Coach Saban talk about, certain players, like, that comment he just made about Blake. I don't know if you just heard that, that comment you were just saying that Blake had went through a lot and he conquered a lot and, people didn't believe him. He was talking about how people didn't believe in him and, he just went through a lot and he was so proud of him, man. Like, how do you feel about, certain comments when Coach make like that and, you seen this guy go through this process?
Oh, man, I heard Coach say this about Justin Fowler a long time ago, man. You want guys like Coach love guys like that, man. It's the process. That's why he always preaching the process, man. Because when you get your opportunity to shine, you're gonna be ready to shine, man. And I think that's why a lot of guys be scared to come to Bama, because in some cases you might have to sit. I had to sit for 2 years for me to be ready to be able to go out there and play the game that I love, man. So, man, Blake endured so much, bro. And, I got to see a lot of it. You got to see some of it, And, man, I'm just happy for him, for everything that everybody said about him. He went out there and conquered a lot, man. He broke a lot of records in a year. Think about if that man had more time. In my opinion, he might have been the greatest quarterback to come through Alabama. If given the chance and opportunity, though they had AJ in front of him. But if he had more time, man, I guarantee you he would have broke way more records than he did. So, man, like I said, Blake, I'm proud of you, man. Like I always told you, I told Blake this probably like a month ago. I ain't talked to him in a while, and I got his number from one of our old teammates, John Fulton. And, man, it was just on my mind to tell him that. I had to call and tell him that because it was just on my mind heavy. So, man, like I said, bro, anytime you get Coach able to say words like that, because he knows, Coach get torn down a lot of times for being a hardtail, but, man, Coach really do care about his players. And if anybody else say he doesn't, man, they just foolish. We know the real, man. So, man, Blake, I'm proud of you. I hope you do great with this coaching stuff, man. And whatever you want to do, man, go do it, bro.
No, for sure, man. I appreciate it. So, Reg, I know, like you said, bro, you was there for a lot of it. And just like I used to be around Trent a lot in college, bro, I was around you too, fool. So just to see both of us come from the bottom, man, scout team, giving reps, just being humble, talking to each other, like at the hot tub, just, wanting to leave and just being like, bro, just waste your time, bro, just waste your time, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand. And when you hear somebody say that, it kind of like makes you even more angry, man. Because it's like, I've been waiting. And then you got these coaches calling you, and they telling you, like, hey, you can start right when you hit campus. So, like, for somebody to say, man, me too, bro. Like, I know for sure, me, bro. It was just, even Trent knows, bro. Like, I know I was crying to Trent one time, and I told Trent, bro, I'm about to go to Auburn. I'm about to go to Auburn right behind Cam Newton, and I'm about to show out, and I'm about to do what I did, bro. But it's just the fact of being around meeting great people, man, and creating a new brotherhood and a friendship, bro. It just didn't feel right to go somewhere else and do that same thing.
Exactly, bro. Cause like you said, bro, just for me, it was just seeing like, man, I had a bunch of guys in my class that's going crazy right now in the NFL right now, and for me to sit and wait, seeing them, Amari, we came in together, Landon Collins, T.J. Yeldon, man, Geno Smith, Denzel Duval now, who's down there playing personnel, and seeing all them guys play as freshmen, man, and then see them the following year just do what they do, and I'm still waiting my turn. I'm like, man, it wouldn't be Alabama if anybody in the back of their mind said they wanted to go somewhere else. But that's what make Bama, bro. Like, You gotta wait your turn, and that's where the development come in. You becoming who you want to be, man. People don't understand it. Like folks want to play fast and early, but a lot of the people who play fast and early do not get the right development, man. Like me, I had the right development. I had to learn to use my hands, the right feet work. I had to learn how to see plays develop. And I'm thankful for me sitting my couple years. When I got my opportunity, man, I took it and ran with it. And there was a lot of guys in that program that did the same thing and got the opportunity to make some money for their family just because they sat and waited and learned the game the proper way. But when you get caught up in trying to learn the game so fast, you miss out on the little stuff. And I got the chance to see the little stuff, the big stuff, the medium stuff, everything, man. And I got the chance to develop my game, develop my body how I wanted to. And like I said, I got my opportunity, man. It was time to run with it.
And it really humbles you, too, bro.
Yeah.
It really humbles you. Because, like, coming in, I was highly recruited, just, you know, like the rest of the players on our team, but it humbled me. And so when I got that opportunity to, like, step on that field with my brothers and show the world what I'm capable of doing, that's why I sit here and say, man, Cochran and Saban is a wonderful 1-2 punch.
And that's so crazy, man.
Cochran, bro, he just like, he knows how to keep that dog in you, even when you're down and don't want to do nothing. He know how to keep that dog in you and make you even still push in the weight room. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, and it's so crazy, man. That 1-2 punch that they, you know, have and they had, and I still think that can be, that relationship can be, you know, loved again. You know, I don't know how it is, but you know, whatever it is, I think that, you know, we get Cochran back down there, it's no question that we're gonna win championships after championship, man. But we're gonna get in more to that.
Exactly, man.
We're gonna get this hour went by so fast, man. Yeah, I think he is. This hour went by so fast. We're going to get back into it over in the next hour, man. So we're wrapping up this hour. And this is Trent Richardson, Reggie Ragland, Blake Sims with the Ropes with TR3. This segment here is brought to you by Avaz Realty. And we are having fun for the second hour. We got 2 legends on. I guess if you count me, it might be 3. I guess. I don't know. But we got the great Reggie Ragland, Super Bowl winner, All-American. And we definitely got the All-American athlete of the decade, Blake Sims. Man, I appreciate y'all guys, man. Every time I hear y'all name, man, I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. So tell me this, man.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Man, you already know it, man. You know, Reggie, you know, he a part of the show, man. Blake, I talked to Blake earlier, man. We trying to lock Blake in with us too, Reggie. So hopefully we get little bro on every day with us, man. So, you know, it ain't nothing but love in this platform that we have, man. We want to show much love for the B-South 5.
No, for sure, man. I like this. If I could ever, if there's ever a time I can come to Birmingham and get on that thing live with you, man, I'd love to do that too.
Well, only thing, Blake, it ain't no dancing in the studio because I know you like to do all that dancing.
Right.
Come on, man. You know, I'm going to do the 2-step.
It's more than the 2-step. I don't think I ever been around you and you not pop lock. Like, I
yeah,
don't
man,
think
pop lock, Dougie.
Nah,
Dougie,
man, you know Blake gonna twerk when he get out there.
He twerking.
Blake a twerk.
You feel me? Hey, let's get the party going now.
Blake can be in the middle of the game and he'll get the crowd going. I seen a video not too long ago, Blake. You was playing in the league that you were just in. You were just going to work and you had the whole crowd going. I'm like, Blake, you supposed to be in the middle of the play. Like, what you doing?
Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy?
Oh, you paying attention?
I know Reggie got something about this too. I seen a tweet the other day that said, if you don't have a video of Blake Sims dancing, you don't know Blake Sims.
Oh yeah. And one thing for sure, Blake gonna backhand bounce. He gonna hit that pool palace, and he gonna hit it with the mule.
Yeah, he knows something.
Man, it's so crazy, man, because it's so crazy. I was just trying to find some room in my phone to record the game, one of the kids' game, and I go to the video, and it's Blake in the club after one of the Lions game. He in the club dancing, and everybody telling, "Go Blake, go Blake."
Yeah,
and he leading the crowd.
Little girl used to say, "Do that dance, Blake. Do that dance."
Please don't, Blake. One thing for sure, you and D White boy was gonna get to it.
Man.
Oh yeah, me and D White, we're gonna battle now.
Listen. I'm glad you just brought this up, right? So, Reggie, this is before you was in school, and so it's him, D White, and Philip Sim.
By the way,
and John Forster.
We
we
talking about DeAndrew White, the receiver.
Yeah. D White. So we we in the club, we in rounders, right? And these guys are tapping me, Thompson. Watch this, watch me kill him, watch me get him. Then Blake on the other end, Thompson, watch this 3, watch this. So they having a battle between each other, and they don't even know it. Like, they really going it. This is when the Dougie was out, and Roscoe Dash, and this is when that was going on. And so they're really
bottom to the floor, United States, everybody go.
This was swag and surf and all this other, like, they're really battling, and they don't even know it. So I'm up here just rolling. I'm like, these clowns are really battling, and they don't even realize it. Like, I'm talking about, it was
one
so
thing,
serious.
bro. It's always a competition with us. Everything we do is a competition.
Everything we do. Hey, but what they don't know, I was a better dancer though.
So tell me this. Between
yeah, that's it.
Look, he hitting it right now. Look, he can't stop moving them shoulders. He hitting it right now.
I'm telling you, boy, them things going.
So look, on y'all team, when you was there, Reggie, who was the best dancer out of? Because I know you played with DJ too a little bit too, huh?
Yeah, man. Dan Fever was the best dancer.
Who was?
Dan Fever.
Who you call Dan Fever?
Me.
Oh, you?
Yeah. They call me.
Don't let that linebacker word fool you now.
Man, they call me Crazy Legs.
Oh yeah, I got some videos of you on the cruise
let me
dancing.
say one story about Reggie real quick, right?
Oh man, here you go.
So when I seen Reggie and I seen him on that field, I was amazed, bro. You feel me? Because like that's another conversation, like how we just seem like we all from different states. Sure, you from Florida, I'm from Georgia, Reggie's from Alabama, and we can sit here and call guys names out that we thought was just amazing. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then when you get to Alabama and like Trent, the time that I was at safety and I had to come down and take an attempt to try to hit Mark. Seeing Mark Barron, seeing Julio, like I'm like, hold up now. I understand y'all been telling me some players here. But I ain't telling me it's aliens on this field now. You know what I'm saying? But like seeing Reggie, bro, Reggie was an athlete, but when he got on that basketball court, bro.
What they don't know.
Trent, he could play that basketball, man. My boy could have went either way.
Was he like us on that court though? Because I done seen some film of him. I seen Reggie out there dunking. I done seen him do all that. But we had a squad. Like we was playing. It was, man. Look, and a lot of people don't look how good. Like I give your flowers at that, Blake. I'm talking about even from watching this high school tape. I'm talking about first play off the tip, Blake dunking on somebody, and I'm like, ooh, okay, this is what we get. I love the athlete. So was Blake, was he in that conversation with me, Nico, Ed, and all that? You, Marquise Mays, like Rolando?
Once y'all left, I'm guaranteed Reggie in the conversation like one of the best basketball players on Alabama football.
Man, look here. I'm top 2 and ain't 2. I ain't studying none of that.
He is in the conversation of the best basketball player on the team.
That's what's up.
But I'm telling everybody on the field was good too, though. Cyrus Jones was at 1-2 though.
Yeah, Sar's nice too.
Oh, SARS was like that?
Yeah.
Man, Cyrus used to get it.
Hey, you know what my grit moment was though? When I was like, I became a dog. It was like my second camp. This is when Mark left and Trent, you starting now, right? It was my second camp, and we came out of that tent, and Coach Saban started that practice all the way over back to to flex.
Oh, that was the worst.
And that was my first time not complaining about it. You feel me?
Mm.
And that was just like that grit to cause we all say it, like players wise, we all say it. Y'all talk about the game, come watch some practices.
Man, look, I tell people
And like
about
the
that
way we used
all
to
the
just
time.
spend all day in the training room just to get healthy because we knew the competition at practice you could not play Saturday.
And I tell people that all the time. Like it's like they ask me like, what's the hardest I've been hit, or what's the best defense I played against, and I would tell people like all the time, like it's Alabama's. Like that practice that we used to have, bro. Like them practices was real. Like, and everybody was trying to get a position. Everybody was competing. Like, and it was all love. But like them practices at Bama when we was in school, shoot, it was way better. It was way harder than any NFL or anywhere I'd have been to sit there and say that, well, I done played against, this great defense. Nah, man, it wasn't no defense like our practice defense that we had. And that was against the ones and the twos. Like, our twos was always, going at it. Man, I remember the time when the old line.
Scout team.
Yeah, the scout team. So, look, Blake, was you? No, I don't think you was there, Blake, when Darrington Centimore had flipped James Carpenter. And Coach Bobby Williams said, get him. And they went at him like some Gators or some Sharks, baby. They was on him. That old line, man, they was going at him, man. It was just like, man. But it was all love. It was all love. And me and Darrington came in together, so it was like, man, like, what I supposed to do? Like I supposed to stop this? Or so I had to bag up out the way. Like, hey, man.
Hey, who's the O-line there?
Who was on the O-line? Oh, it was Mike, it was Big Mike. It was Barrett Jones. It was William Vallejos, James Carpenter. It was Drew. What's Drew's last name? I can't think of Drew's last name right now. But like that whole O-line though, bro. Like that O-line was a dog. Like
okay, I got a question for both of y'all. I know.
Hey Blake, before you say that, I gotta say this. Before you say that.
Go ahead.
Who was, in y'all opinion, the biggest dogs to come through but didn't get the opportunity like they should have?
Michael,
I got one on the top of my.
Are you saying that he messed it up himself, or
like it just ain't get the opportunity?
Let me take a second, man.
I'm gonna tell you who I think. I'm gonna tell you who mine is, and everybody might not believe it. He might be the hardest hitter to ever come through Alabama during Coach Saban era.
Who that?
Tanae Patrick.
Oh yeah. Tanae.
Yeah.
Man, I used to hate practice against Tanae because he was the only person that really knew how to tackle me. And so when we was doing scrimmages, like I used to hate it. And so, me and Tanae came in together because he was part of our class, and he was just like, I'm out here doing everybody else. I'm saucing everybody else up, or I'm running them over. But Tanae, like, as soon as I caught the ball, like, he would come hit me to where I couldn't get the stiff arm off. I couldn't make a move, and he hit me right on the side to where, like, I had to hold the ball at the same time, make sure I didn't fumble. Like, Tanae was just a great tackler. It's like if Tanae would have got that opportunity, bro, like Tanae right now could have probably still be in the league.
Exactly.
I got one.
And
I feel like he don't really get his flowers the way he should have when they talk about that 2009, 2010 team. And that Josh Chapman, man.
Yeah.
That Josh Chapman, man. Because I'm trying to tell you, man, if I got to run his way, man, come on. What we doing?
Man, look, it used to be so
And the thing about it,
practice.
people don't realize if you go back and watch that team, man, he was so smart. He giving you birds and rabbits the whole game.
LSU hates
point
him.
up and let you know it's a pass, or point down, let you know it's a run. That's how smart he was from that position, man. And especially when you got a guy like Rolando behind him, too, making it easy for everybody, too. Man, look here. It's hard to beat teams like that.
Man, look, I used to hate practice with him because he knew all the plays. Like say we was running blunt or gut, or you were running inside zone. He knew what side it was going to. And it was like, bro, like, do you got a script or are you hearing the plays? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I used to hate it practicing against Chap, man. Like, cause he knew all the plays. Like, Chap just one of them guys that was just really smart, and he studied your movement. Like, he knew when we was pulling. He knew when Barrett was pulling or Vallejos was pulling. Like, he knew, like, they hold, like, their body movements. Like, he knew all of that. And so for me, man, there's so many guys though, bro. A lot of people sleep on Brandon Gibson, man. Like, Brandon Gibson didn't get that opportunity, man. Like, like Brandon only scored one touchdown, and that was on kickoff. He caught a onside kick and ran it back. Oh, it might have been punt. He caught it and ran it back. But Brandon used to work so hard, man, and he used to catch that ball, bro, at practice. Like, Brandon really, like, he set the standard for an Alabama receiver, like, especially when we get into those fourth quarters and stuff, like, going around that curve. And, man, Brandon was that guy. Like,
man, facts. And an even better person.
Man, yeah. I just got done talking to Brandon yesterday. We finna do some business together, man. I'm actually probably gonna have him on. He gonna be on with us next week, Reggie. So it's gonna be much love, man. So we got to take a quick break, and we are with Reggie Ragland, the great Blake Sims, and Trent Richardson on the ropes with TR3.
Leonard Fournette is deep, along with Darrell Williams to field the kickoff from Alabama's Adam Griffith. All of that began with that kick out of bounds to give Bama the ball at the 35, and the Tide took it from there. Now Griffith's kick. It's a low kick. It bounces. It is taken by Fournette. He'll have to reach back and grab it at the 5. The clock has expired, and he is drilled and put down by Alabama's special teams. Foster with a magnificent hit as the half and regulation will end.
That is the end of regulation.
Grab it at the 5. The clock has expired, and he is drilled and put down by Alabama's.
Ooh, we are back with the ropes with TR3. You just heard the big lick by your boy Reggie Ragland. And we got Blake Sims online too, man. Reggie, when you hear that type of noise, man, what you got in your mind? Like, you get chills when you hear that? Does that even bother you, or does that make your day?
Man, when I hear it, especially like when you the person who makes the hit, like, it's just like you play the game, you live for those moments when you hear the crowd go ooh. Like, I just get this feeling that come over me. I'm like, man, I can control 100,000 people by the way I play. You know how fun that is? Like, you being able to run the football and break it at any moment and hear the crowd just screaming your name, run, Trent, run. Or you could just hear people say, man, that boy Blake just threw a dime. Oh, there go Blake taking off running. Like, people don't understand. Like, it's like a drug. It's addicting. So every time you get out there, you just want to make a play and just hear the crowd go, ooh. Or you just walk by the crowd and be like, man, like, that dude can play. Like, man, he's a bad mofo. So, like, it's addicting. It's a drug, you ask me.
Big hits is a hell of a drug, huh?
Man, what you say? Well, look, I'll never forget that hit against Malcolm Mitchell at Georgia, where he came across the middle, and I squared him up, and I hit him, and everybody in that crowd said, "Ooh."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, I remember that hit, that
I'll never
LSU
forget
one. Like, especially that LSU one, man, because I was at that game. And that's that game. And Blake, and I think that's that game when I was like, Blake, you got to win this game. And I had came back for the game, and you were like, I got you 3. And Blake made a move, made somebody miss, jumped out of bounds again. But he looked at me, he winked at me, like, what I told you. Like, that was that look. But, man, I remember that hit, man. That hit was, man, shoot. We were like, okay, that young boy got it. That young fella got it.
You talking about LSU? Oh, that was Ruben on that kickoff. That was Ruben on that kickoff. I was trying to get some oxygen. Yeah, we were like right before the half. Yeah, Ruben went down here for that and lit that boy up. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that Ruben there. Ooh, yeah, because me and Ruben was talking about that this past weekend. You know, I got to hang out with Ruben in Miami, and we called you, and man, it was crazy how me and Ruben was just talking, man, and like, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah. And
the space that he's in now mentally, as he didn't grew so much as a man, as a person. Like, if you know Ruben, you know he a sweetheart, and that's crazy to say that.
Yeah, yeah.
He is truly a sweetheart, and like people want to sit here and talk down on him, all this stuff. You don't even know the man. You don't know what he been through. Like, and for people to say that about him, like you can't say nothing bad about me, about Ruben Foster, and you don't know him. So anytime somebody say something about Ruben, y'all don't know that man. Don't say nothing to me about Ruben because you don't know Ruben. I know Ruben. So that man is a sweetheart. Just went through some things like the rest of us. He ain't living life. But now, man, if you talk to him, he is in probably the best place I didn't see him mentally, physically, emotionally, and everything, man. I'm just so proud of him and how he has grown as a man now.
I mean, and that's the thing about, you know, when people have us in the light of stuff, right? And like they don't get, like, we're kids at the time when we get, you know, this platform. And like, you know, some of us get it early, you know, and when you're in high school, you get it when you're almost 15 or 16. And like, we don't get that time frame to go mess up or to do something childish or, you know, to have that oops or, you know, well, man, I had to grow up. You know, we don't get that because we in the limelight so much. Like we get ate up from high school with some guys now. Like my son, right? He's in elementary, the #1 player in the nation. Like, and people wonder why, like, I don't really put his stuff on YouTube or put it on Instagram all the time because I need my child to be a child. Like it's a lot. Like, and that's why I love LeBron. Like, people cannot go through what LeBron has went through. Like, they can't. And thinking about being LeBron James' son, even more crazy. Like, it's hard. It's tough. Like, we don't get to be regular humans. And if you cut us right now, we're gonna bleed just like a regular human. We're regular.
Yep. We
got feelings. We man, look, man, it's different, man. Like, we go through stuff, y'all, just like everybody else, man. And so that stuff that young man has endured, man, like it's crazy that he's done came through it, and he's at that state of mind that he's at now, like that peaceful mental he's at now. Like, he's there, and I love to hear it, man. And I love everything about Rube, man. I knew Rube was different when I first met Rube, man, and it was that LSU game. I came in the locker room. He screamed my name. He said, Trent. And he just screamed, said, ah. I said, man, you Trent Richardson? I said, yeah. He said, I'm a big fan, man. Thank you for coming. Just like that. But, man, you could tell the excitement. And he was a kid, man. You know, he was excited. You know, he's a young man at the time. You know, and for him, man, like, for him to be a fan of me, man, at that time, bro, it was an honor for me. You get what I'm saying?
Man, like, that's all he is. He is a big kid, and he is It's crazy. I use the word sweetheart because people don't know him as a sweetheart because of the way he plays the game.
Yeah.
But, man, all he do is, you can ask Blake, all he do is smile and laugh, man.
Man,
Like
I didn't
he lights
realize
up
how
a
big
room.
Rube was until I walked up on him. Me and Blake had went back a couple years ago, and he was there, and it was my first time like being in like the crowd. So Blake loves everybody. Blake, he go to all the frat stuff, and so I was with Blake, trying to be young, and I ended up getting mobbed by fans, and Blake went on, and he was able to, do his thing with everybody. But, I didn't know Alabama had a whole other side that be partying at the, what's that, the Ferg? At the Ferg. And so he was over there, and he was just calm, and, everybody was coming up to him. He was showing, because, he had pledged in school. And so, I didn't even know, because when we was in school, we didn't have enough time in the day. Nick wasn't letting you do that.
Yeah,
and so for him to have that, and how many I seen how many people show him respect, man, that was big for me to see that young man doing that.
Yeah, he's an awesome person, bro. Awesome.
Question, man, did y'all see the new facility that Auburn just put out? They just showcased today?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh man, they spent like $92 million on it. It's huge, man. Auburn got so much money down there. They still playing. They still paying Tommy Tuberville, I think, man. So, hey, I'm with you. They paying 2 or 3 coaches right now, man. So,
I know we know they can't keep one.
And we gonna get into that on the other side too, man. So, I can't wait, man. We coming back, man. I know this time going by real fast, man. We got this half down. We got one more half left, man. And so we get back into it, man. You're gonna hear more Blake. You're gonna hear more Reggie Ragland. And this is Trent Richardson with the Ropes with TR3.
And the pocket breaks down. The pass. Oh my
It's gonna hurt.
Reggie Ragland. Oh dear.
And it was a clean hit. Ragland put the shoulder in the target area. He did not headhunt at all. Comes across and puts the shoulder exactly the way the college football is trying to get it taught. We all get frustrated sometimes when we think they're playing physical football and they go a little too far, but that's the goal, to play just like that, especially with...
We are back, and I want to say Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there, man. Thank you for your services, and we are back with Reggie Ragland and Blake Sims on the Ropes with TR3. So tell me this, y'all. So my kids think they slick, and Blake, this more of a question for you too, and Reggie, you can get in on this too. So they know I'm on here right now with y'all, right? But they texted me at the same time trying to go to the Hoover and Hewitt Trustville game. And so my oldest daughter, she just started driving. And now she can legally drive. She got a license now. She's 16. And so they're texting me that, knowing that I'm going to be like, just go ahead and go. I'm on the show. They calling me and everything, in between breaks. And so, what y'all think? Y'all think I should let him go? Blake, I want you to answer this question first, Uncle Blake.
Yeah, man, let him go, man.
I knew you were gonna be the one. I knew you were gonna be the one to give in.
Oh, Uncle Six, man, you know what I'm saying?
You always gotta be the cool uncle, man. I knew you were gonna be the one to give in.
Man, let them go, man. They gotta live, man. live and learn, man.
So, Uncle Reggie, what
look,
you think?
man, I got KJ. Look, I got Kyla telling me to what time to pick her up because she going to a high school football game.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody trying to go to your high school football
now.
game.
I forgot.
Oh yeah, she's 13, man. So you grown now? Okay, cool.
So we got 16,
I remember her.
14,
I remember
13.
she got you cussed out with Coach Saban. You go, oh shit.
Coach Saban comes out on the field.
Hold on, what? Tell me this story. What happened, Blake?
No, let Reggie tell it.
Man, look here. So, we had just won the SEC championship. Blake did his thing. MVP. Go, Blake. Ooh, Blake, we love you. Over there. Signing autographs. Kissing
Blake
baby.
did his thing. Ooh.
Next thing you know, Blake then went and got his baby. I don't know where he got this idea from. But he went up there, got her. He looked good. You know what I'm saying? I remember she had a little pink jersey on. Man, went to the podium. Well, look here, Miss Terry hurry up and grab that child. She was standing on about Miss Terry, and I know he caught her earful after. And then in the locker room, he went off on everybody because Blake did it.
Hey, my child gonna be with me, man. That's for sure, man. Hey, I respect everything, but hey, moments like that, my child gotta be there, man. She gotta know she witnessed that. That's for sure. Yeah.
You got guys grabbing kids out the crowd?
Yeah, I went right over there to holler at my people. It was kind of like on some Marshawn Lynch stuff. I went over there to holler at my people. My baby was reaching for me. The plan was just to grab her, kiss her, give her back to my people, but they yanking me. You feel me? They yanking me, bro. So they like, Blake, you gotta get over here. You gotta get over here. So I ain't got time to get my child back, and I ain't about to give her to nobody else. So I was like, what? I was like, I can't chill, cause you gotta understand. I ain't thinking I win the MVP for. I'm thinking it's cool, TJ, Derek. You know what I'm saying? Landon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't thinking I won it. Like, I ain't never been in that conversation. You feel me? So, like, I'm sitting here, I'm soaking the moment in with my child. So when they tell me I win MVP, I'm like, yeah, my child coming with me. I set her down and hold her hand all the way to the podium. And Miss Terry did grab Kyla. And when we took that first picture, the next couple pictures, my child was in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fact. And after I got done, I walked my child back. And my child was on the interview after the game. They asked her, how you think your daddy played? She was like,
what?
Good.
I know you got an earful. Ooh.
Man, I bet you I ain't trying to sound hard or nothing, but Coach Saban didn't really say nothing. Coach Saban didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Cause it was just
to you.
Cause that was just like that was my send off. You feel me? That was the end of my story.
So tell me this, and I want
big moment, bro. Like you gotta respect it. Like that was the closing chapter of my story. Somebody that played scout team 4 years in a row, came in, did what he did, and I took my victory lap with my child.
Oh yeah, I forgot you took a real lap around a whole field. I forgot about that. You did do that.
Mm-hmm. Big 06, man.
Man, you took a real lap. Like you almost like you was in the Olympics. Like you took. Did you take the flag with you too?
I forget my child, man. I took it with my child.
That man might have had some Chick-fil-A in his hand, man, going around passing out Chick-fil-A.
Yep, Rich was with me. Shout out to my boy Rich, best security guard Alabama ever had.
Special ed.
Man, we done pulled up this picture too. That's crazy, man. Oh, that's beautiful too, man. That baby
she
girl,
so
she
cute.
Beautiful, man. Man, tell me
That's
this.
my daddy.
Tell me this. I want to hear this from both of y'all. What's the worst that y'all done got cussed out by Coach Saban?
Whew, shit. Shoot.
Okay, I got mine.
Shoot.
It was 2012, and I was on kickoff, and we was in the meeting. And you know how Coach Saban be like, a boy left. And then every time he say a boy left, I'll boy right.
Can't get
so
right.
He just got and then so he just had this like moment to where he just wanted to be like, we need guys to buy in. We got guys doing their whole thing. We tell them to do this, and they do that. They do that. You know, when I tell you to do something, then you do your whole thing, and you'll know he'll do it. He'll do the sign, and I'll be like, dang. And then he'll be like, and Blake, I don't know why you looking at me like that. I see your butt back to Gainesville. and you know Mays, bro. Mays got that high-pitched voice, bro. Man, Mays done said something, the whole room and start busting out laughing. And Coach Saban, I look at Coach Saban, bro, and he's just like, and that's one of the moments where you think Coach Saban is like going off for real, but he kind of in a joking moment. And he went off, man, out there and left the whole meeting room and everything, bro. Coburn came and got me. Trent, it's crazy you don't remember this, man.
I remember this. I remember.
And we get out there to the field, man, and Coach Saban was like, and Coach Saban said, "What's up, Blake?" And I said, I ain't say nothing to him. And he said, "Oh, look, he mad at me."
So Reggie, he came to me and said,
I'm over here like I'm a youngster, cut up, chest swollen and all that. I'm like, man, Coach Saban trying me, man. Man, all right, keep on.
So Reggie, he come to me and say, man, I'm gonna call my cousin Tip, man. I'm gonna call T.R. right now, man. I'm gonna go to Georgia. Man, he had tears in his eyes and everything. Man, I'm gonna call my dad. No, I'm gonna call Tip. I'm gonna call T.R. right now. I'm gonna go to Georgia. I said, Blake, I bet you be at that practice. Man, I'm done, 3. I'm done.
He do what he was doing, man. He cussed all us out. Some more than others. All right, so for me, so it's like I didn't really get cussed out that much. I got cussed out, of course, messing aside, but like just part of getting cussed out. Ah, man. I can't remember if it was the time right before I started playing. So it was team run. Y'all know how team run used to get. It used to get nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming off the field, and I know I didn't told this story before, but man, I'm coming off the field. Coach Saban. Next thing you know, I just see everybody looking at me, and next thing you know, I hear Reggie. You is soft as baby shit. In my head, I'm like, huh? False. This baby, Dookie. That's some soft stuff. And I'm like, man, Coach Saban. So now everybody looking at me laughing. Reggie and he got so the next play I didn't came down and I tried to kill. Was it Chad Lindsey? The offensive lineman, he was real swole. Redhead. Man, I tried to kill him. I tried to kill him. Then Coach Saban, all you do is just smile and wink at me. But, like, Coach Saban knew what to say and tried to get guys. Coach Saban got his way about stuff.
Yeah.
Some guys he knew he could push and, say certain words because they can handle it. You know what I'm saying? So, but then there was another time we was playing Ole Miss my junior year. And
Ole Miss, it'll always be an Ole Miss story.
Ole Miss, man. And they end up going to, like, it was that quads look where they was bunched up, but the running back motion out to the 3-by-1 side. And I did not take the daggum running back. I just kept my ass inside on the bunch because it's so much easier to cover. You can cover somebody out of a bunch real easy. But you're on that island by yourself. And I didn't do it. And I caught 2 earfuls from Kirby Smart and Coach Saban. And my ear's still ringing from that. But shoot, it built character, man. So I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining now.
Oh man,
ooh, boy.
Y'all crazy, man. I think for me, you know what? I really didn't get cussed out by Nick, man.
We know you didn't.
Man, look, And it's crazy because, people ask me that all the time, be like, man, Nick didn't coach me, so he was on defense. And the time I did get cussed out, though, is when we was playing somebody. And guys, we was about to get ready to play, and guys was in there laughing in a locker room before the game. And Nick looked at me. Man, Nick went off on me like, ain't this your team? Ain't this your, get your blase, 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 blase. And so he tearing me a new one. And it's like really like my first time actually getting cussed out. And, I'm a captain, the leader, all this. I'm in all these different groups that we got now. And, I'm the captain and all this other stuff. And I'm sitting there like, bro, like, it might have been the game of the century. It might have been that LSU game. And, man, he ripped me a new one, bro. I went off on everybody. Like, I went off on, it was Mississippi State. That's the game I told DJ Fluke. I said, bro, y'all sitting up here letting these guys get to me and all this other stuff. And, man, I went off on everybody. It was halftime. That's what it was. It was halftime. Guys in there laughing, and DJ them was in there laughing. I went off on DJ them. And I'm like, bro, it seemed like it's 22 dudes in the backfield with me getting hit. I'm getting hit on, man. I went off, bro, because Nick had went off on me. Man, but we had so much fun with Nick, man. Like, far as getting cussed out, man, I remember Coach Burns got Mark, and he had told Mark he was acting like a prima donna, and Mark started crying at me.
Oh, hell no.
Look, Mark very emotional.
Big trust. Woo.
Yeah. Mark has always been very emotional, and he started tearing up at me. And I looked at Ultra. I said, Ultra, is he crying? He said, just leave him alone. Just leave him alone.
Yeah, our boy ready to go back to Michigan.
Man, oh man, I gotta tell you the story when we was in training camp, and it was hot, and I think it was Willie Carr. Coach Willie Carr, Mark was about to pass out. Mark said, y'all ain't tell me about all this. It was going to be so hot down here when y'all was recruiting. I think it might have been it was Coach TJ said, and it might tell you to bring your tail down to this heights. But he said the other word. He said, you can get your tail back on when you want to go up to the Flint or go to Iowa where you going to go. Man, everybody bust out laughing like,
man,
Mark was
everybody, you got to
crying
know
in.
Coach TJ.
Man, he get the rolling those eyes. He get the blinking those eyes. Man, look, Coach TJ going to give you an earful. He going to tell you the truth.
The truth. And the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I got some stories on that food there, but a lot of them I can't say out loud.
Man, we fit to get ready to play against Ole Miss, right? And Coach Burns come in the room. He come in there all hype and stuff. So, and it's my freshman year, and it's me, Eddie Lacy, Mark Ingram, Upchurch, Terry Grant, and so we all in the room, and Coach, he bust in the room. Yeah, y'all better be ready. Y'all better hit them punks in the mouth and this and that. And so me and Mark looked like, Coach, you all right? Like, and so Roy Upchurch, this is when Roy and Nick was, he had a little neck problem, so he couldn't turn around all the way. So he had the stiff neck. He said, Coach, don't get mad at us because Ole Miss beat you and Major Applewhite up. I said, what? So everybody bust out laughing. Say, what? So I guess when they was coming down for halftime, I guess the crowd, they were beating Ole Miss. And Ole Miss, I guess some of the fans had got hold to him. Him and Major Applewhite. He said, nah, they ain't whoop me. They whoop Major Applewhite. Major Applewhite went he kept letting that young boy grab on him and stuff, man. I said, hey, man, don't touch him no more, man. I said, man, we went to rolling. In the middle of the game, imagine your offense coordinator and your running back coach fighting the fans in the middle of the game.
Oh, I can believe it. I just seen the DC and the linebacker coach go at it.
Oh, man, I definitely want to get that story because Blake got a good story about that, too.
Bro, I'm going to let Blake go first.
Blake, what you got for me with your DC over there?
Well, I think it's Coach Schubert. I think that's what it is. I don't know, fully. But one of the coaches, man, that boy Kirby, That boy Kirby getting mad because he telling the DBs the wrong thing. And, just got checking each other. The boy got an answer, and that boy said, "Coach, stop talking to me like that. I just got a family I'm trying to feed." That boy Kirby could have horn on blow, right? That boy Kirby in full stride. That boy done stopped, fool, and went right back to him and was like, "You got a family to feed. What you think I got?" And then, just kind of just bucked at him. I was like, "Oh, snap, man. Kirby, oh." They kind of got me a little hype. Kirby did play at Georgia. So, we built different in Georgia.
Nobody give a doggone.
We built different in Georgia. You said...
Focus for anything out their mouth.
Hey, look, we got some more crazy stories. We got a quick break real quick, and we got a quick segment coming up next, man. We're gonna get back into it, and this is TR3 coming to you live at AVX, man. This is the Ropes.
It's just the opposite of that. All right, they're competitors. They have moms and dads. They have pride in performance. They have things that they want to accomplish and they want to do, and they want to be good. All right, they don't just throw in the towel.
They've got really good running plays, but they're running those same plays out of all those different multiples, which trying to put different players in different positions, so you make a mistake, you have a gap open, and they hit a play on you. So this is one of those, got to have 11 guys on the same page doing the right things, or they're going to find a way to get to you. They make a lot of explosive plays in the passing game because they're a very good running team.
We are back for our last segment. We got 5 quick minutes, and you are with Trent Richardson, Reggie Ragland, and the great Blake Sims. So tell me this real quick, guys. Blake, Ole Miss Alabama game. What you got for the score?
I got a high scoring game, so I'm gonna go with 44-36.
Bama?
Yep. Bama.
Reggie,
Alabama.
What you got, Reggie?
Man, I don't know. To be honest with you, I think it's gonna. Man, I'm just so frustrated with this defense. I'm just frustrated, bro. I'm just frustrated, bro, because they got all the pieces, man, to be good. But, them boys' lack of focus is, you can tell it's not there. They might focus, but, man, it's something, I don't know what it is, because you're getting the answers to the test every week leading up. All you got to do is go out there and execute, man, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if the moment's too big for them or what, man, because I mean, it was a point in time we didn't care about how many people was in the stands. All we talked about, I know all we talked about in the locker room was do your job and be filthy physical. It don't take no effort to go out there and be physical. Yeah, it do take effort. It don't take a skill just to go out there and just be physical. You just got to go out there, be physical. We have never got thrown off the ball the way we get thrown off the ball. I ain't never seen the linebackers act the way they acting out there. And we got some good ones. Man, there's some good kids on the field, and off the field. Them kids can play. If they couldn't play, so say we wouldn't have them on the field.
Yeah, I agree.
So so it's just a matter of going out there and doing it. But personally, if we can stop that run from because they got 2 good freshmen that can run the ball, man. So we stop the run, man, to get ourselves a chance. I think it'll be 42-28.
Okay, I like it. I say 37-28, and I say that because I know we when we got to, Bryce gonna make a play. But
Yep.
defensively wise, we still got trying to find our identity. And I mean, and then as a throwing team, we don't catch enough balls too. So, but you know, look like we done ran out of time once again tonight. I want to thank everybody for listening. I appreciate the love. We had a great first week. I want to give special thanks to all our guests, especially for tonight. Reggie Ragland, Blake Sims, but Reggie, you're a regular, but you know, Blake Sims, and all our guests, you know, over the week, man, that chopped it up. I appreciate y'all, the support, the love from B-Side 5, the family. It's been a lot of fun, man. So stay tuned, especially for next Monday. Another great show, more great conversation. You have been listening to The Ropes with TR3, and I am your host, the one and only Trent Richardson. And remember, you are your way out. Good night.